Hello everyone! Welcome back to another Friday with Dannphan. How's everybody doing? Oh yeah, it's hot out. I can already see all of the comments regarding the weather lately. Yes, we got a bit of a heat wave going on right now. I got to witness it firsthand because I went out to do some errands and holy crap, that was quite something, running around in the heat. I'm sure you can imagine it. But the important thing is you get done the work that you need to get done. So I see Sun Neokaku commented, have an amazing stream question. Will you see Inside Out 2? I guess that didn't already come out yet. I can't keep up with these Disney movies anymore. I'm very out of the loop. You see, like, the ads don't even appear for me anymore because I've just stopped looking into Disney movies for the longest time. I only hear about them basically if somebody is complaining about them these days. Thank you, algorithm. But to be honest, no. I saw the first Inside Out, and I didn't think it was so spectacular. Not that I think it was terrible. I wouldn't use that word to describe the first Inside Out. It was just like kind of generic. It was just, whatever. Everything that happened in the film I knew was gonna happen. And it just felt like such a paint by numbers, didn't do anything special for me, But I know also that's probably not the experience everybody had. A lot of people like the movie, but no, I'm not interested enough in it to see a second one. Especially when we're dealing with puberty Riley. Ooh. Wow, cool. Yeah, trying to stay cool at the moment. Didn't expect summer to hit like this. Man, it always comes when you're not expecting it. We had like really nice weather for a while though. And then all of a sudden, boom, 90 degrees. Although granted, I remember being a little kid going out to play for hours in like 100-degree weather. So I guess I grew up and now I'm just so much weaker to the heat than I used to be. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's because as a kid, you're just so eager to play that you're willing to, survive on ice pops and spraying each other with the hose to keep on playing outside. And as an adult, you're just like, man, not into it. Too much work to try to stay cool out in the 100-degree weather. But man, oh man, yeah, I've gotten soft. I really have. I remember one of the first dates, a little bit later in the relationship, but like early comparatively, an early relationship date with Adam. He took me to the Ren Fair, and I was really excited to go because I'd never been to a Ren Fair before, but the weather was so hot. There were no clouds in the sky whatsoever, and I was dying the entire time. Like I was constantly just having a heat stroke. And I guess I wasn't having enough water. I don't really know, but he thought, I'm sure they all thought I was, because we went in a group, and I'm sure they all thought I was being very over dramatic, but I was really like having a really hard time. I don't know why. It was just something about my own weakness that I could not stand the heat anymore. Even though I used to be a kid and I used to be able to put up with it. Couldn't do it. Took a dip in the community pool, something I badly needed after a hot day at work. That sounds wonderful. Oh yeah, for sure. Us and some friends were thinking about going to the beach. Do some swimming maybe. Well, we should definitely go swimming somewhere sometime this summer, because if it's going to be hot, then that's the perfect time. to get wet, for sure. Yeah. Did you see the Disney undercover footage? Reporters got footage of a Disney executive admitting that they do not promote people if they are white males. Well, we kind of knew that already because we see them not promoting any white male leads necessarily. But yes, I heard that on footage they blatantly admitted that they were not going to be that they were trying to avoid hiring white men. I didn't see the footage. I did read the headlines about the footage. Once again, it's another algorithm thing where I hear about it, but I hear about very brief bits and pieces of information about it. I should actually watch the videos or look at the articles to get the full news about it, for sure. But yeah, I mean, the messed up part especially is that nobody's surprised. They expect it. They just expect that to come out of Disney these days because it's just kind of how Disney has been. It's just all about the diversity in female leads. Every woman is the chosen one, and she can do anything. Bam, 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 bam. Thanks for the 20, Mark Schaefer. Midwest heat. Jeep almost ready. Yeah, for sure. Still prefer summer to winter. Can't share your enthusiasm about summer myself. I do like the winter. I do prefer to be cold than hot, mostly because it feels like you can't escape the heat. If it's cold outside, I can put on a bunch of coats or blankets, or I could snuggle up to my boyfriend. When it's hot, the best I can do is find a body of water and just immerse myself, but it's just not as easy to get away from the heat as opposed to the cold. Yeah, kind of obvious that practice was happening. Disney hating white males is grass green too. Still looks bad for them, and I don't feel sorry for them. I kind of feel the same way, yeah. Disney has been disappointing people for a very long time. Everyone sees them going downhill. They're spending more money on projects and making less money from them. And it's just not looking good at the end of the day. Hate summer and winter. I just want it to be 67 degrees all year long. That would be ideal, huh? Adam, he likes to be freezing cold. He really likes ice cold weather. That's his jam. Let's see, what other news has been happening? Did you hear about Webtoon? I don't know if any of you are actually interested in this type of news, because I read Webtoon for shits and giggles, but apparently literally BlackRock is very interested in buying Webtoon. To be honest, it seems like it's right up their alley as far as the content on there anyways. Let's go. Ah, jeez. Keyboard's so far away from me I can't type. So the big thing... Sell your BlackRock shares. The big thing about this weekend, which should be exciting, is the fact that we're going to a convention that is supposed to be a fairly big convention. We've been getting told to go to this convention for a while. Now we're finally going. It is the Garden State Comic Fest. Woo! It's not even that far away from us, so really the only excuse we have for not going is just putting it off for a while now, I guess. We've gone to quite a few conventions over like this year and last year, and we've been having a pretty good time. But, you know, I've recently watched Fallout series and it was fantastic. Oh yeah. I heard it was acceptable. I heard it was passable, but that's the first time I heard it was fantastic. A lot of people are like, it's not that bad. It's like, oh, okay. Well, I guess compared to like other Amazon shows, sure. I still think the Grand Tour is probably the best I've seen on Amazon. Unless they start mandating that every webcomics be gay. Yeah, aren't they already doing that? It kind of feels like it is already doing that. Apparently, they're selling, or they're buying 50 million in shares. Or something like that, from what I was told. But let's see. Everybody's been talking about The Acolyte, and the series is still coming out, so I guess it has, like, a lot of range as far as time to talk about The Acolyte. Because, what the episodes that have been released have gotten some pretty negative reviews, especially from YouTubers. I'm sure a lot of you have been seeing them popping up on your feed, as have I. And it sounds like parody. It sounds like pure parody. I thought like the Disney Star Wars films themselves sounded like fan fiction, but now we've peaked. We've peaked in fan fiction writing. Who would have guessed that it could, in fact, get worse? Yeah. Okay, so here's the article. Or here's an article, I guess, where they're going over the Disney thing. So people probably want me to read this so I can... Disney senior VP recorded admitting that the company engages in blatantly racist hiring practices. Says there are times when it's spoken, there's no way we're hiring a white man in this role. Despite the... Let me see. Let me see if I can get to the exact quotes. Okay, here we go. We have a diversity, equity, and inclusion department who is very involved in setting standards to make sure that shows have diversity. Do you think Bob has a say in the diversity stuff when they're casting people? 100%. He gives the directive for each show. Not that specifically, but like, you know, hey, I want every show to have substantial diversity. Is it like an all-across thing, like all of HR? Is there, or there's like that one specific person, because I forgot the lady's name. She's the head of, oh, I know who you're talking about, the African-American lady, blah, blah, blah. Okay, sure. A relatively large percentage of our top Disney has top writers. Okay. Top writers, creators happen to be gay. Just happen to? I mean, like, just like, if you say whatever, I don't know, whatever 10 or 15% of the population is gay, no, not even that percentage. It is way lower than that. I would guess that 30 or 35% of our top writers happen to, you know, be gay. And so I think a lot of them lean into trans stories more than the average straight writer would. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's usually how that works. I mean, I do business affairs like negotiations for television shows, so I'm not really on the creative side. Sitting down trying to figure out, okay, you know, what are we going to pay this actor for this role? What do we think they want? There are times wherein diversity is so front and center, it's like great because that's the focus, you know. We have so many types of shows where we're casting and we're like, yeah, we're not even going to see certain people for it because we need that particular role to... So they look for diverse candidates for certain roles. At times, yeah. I think there's certainly a belief that it's just good for society, but there's also a belief that we're going to make more money if we appeal to a wider variety of people, and that's a good thing. We have shareholders too, and diversity helps with that. Diversity helps with financial incentives. Yeah. Do you think it's more so on that side? I think Disney would do it regardless. But I think that there are even conservative people who may not want to lean into it. It can easily make that argument that we make more money when we appeal to blah, blah, blah. That means more diversity. There's a real focus on every show. Just making sure that the writer's room has real diversity. Not just gender, sexual orientation, ethnicity, but making sure that they're hiring some writers who may have certain disabilities where they wouldn't have hired them before. Whoa. Are we talking about intellectual disabilities? What are you thinking of when you say that? Okay. We wanted to hire somebody in the department a few years ago now who was half black but didn't appear half black. Okay. There was a creative executive who was like, that's not what we wanted. They wanted somebody in meetings who would appear a certain way, and he wasn't going to bring that into the meeting. Okay. They say they don't care about it, but the truth is, to some extent, they do. If you're mixed, you don't look black at all. Ooh, I wouldn't say that, which sometimes happens. Then they're like, oh, I'm not so sure. But if they're mixed and you can tell they're part black, but not that black, it's okay. It's crazy. Yes. Whatever, man. Jeez. So they have to be black enough for the hiring process. As far as Disney's concerned, I'm a white male, and that's not who they're looking to promote at the moment. I mean, I've been up for jobs internally against people who have less experience than me and haven't gotten them. Do you think it had something to do with their race? In one or two cases, I was told explicitly that it did. I have been at the company for 11 years now, so I have friends in HR and I have friends in those divisions. And they're like, look, nobody else is going to tell you this, Mike. But they're not considering any white males for this job. They're just not. Like, that's not who they want. Oof, man. This is pretty transparent, huh? No wonder people are saying that this is a big explosive interview that got leaked here. This is really, really brutal. Yeah. Alright. It's probably fair that Disney would say we don't want a white person to play this role. They're careful about messaging because they don't want to get sued for discrimination in either direction, but certainly there have been times where there's no way we're hiring a white male for this. Just kind of unspoken. There are times where it is spoken. There's no way we're hiring a white male in this role. Straight to you? Yeah. They'd be careful how they messaged that to the agents. It feels like at some point there's going to be a lawsuit. I'm sure Elon Musk is going to jump on this one. Because he's kind of big on this whole suing Disney for discrimination thing, huh? Yeah, okay. They literally have the stats. 17% of our executives at this level identify as XYZ. 40% of their executives at this level identify as such. Wait, 40%? They want a certain percentage of diversity here. Okay. But are these like open goals? Well, I would say that they're pretty open, yeah. But, you know. They're open goals at a senior enough level, yeah. I'm guessing that they are acceptable code words and buzzwords that are used to explain what they're looking for. They might say something like, we're not looking at the usual suspects for this job. So it's not like a legally actionable thing, but everybody knows what it means. All right. Well, that's it. That's, yeah, that doesn't look good for Disney, I'll say that much. That is pretty blatant. Yeah. Well, there you have it. Now I know more of the details about what they actually said. So yeah, that doesn't look good on them, for sure. Granted, it's something that we all like assumed. Like whenever they announce a reboot of something, everyone is assuming that they're just gonna put a chick in it and make her gay, right? That's just like their go-to strat for any sequels, any reboots of anything that they're doing nowadays. Because they, even if a white male was originally the lead, not anymore. It's 2024. Get with the times, etc., etc. And, yeah. It certainly, doesn't look good. It doesn't look good when you're blatantly saying, because it's not even that they're discriminating against multiple types that they think wouldn't fit the role. Like if you're, or like, let me think of a good example. If you're doing a historical movie, for example, and you need it to be a specific race or at least look like a specific race to fit the exact role, it makes a little bit more sense to have a casting call for that race. In this case, they'll take anyone who isn't white. Just anyone. Just please don't be a white man. I do find that pretty funny. I mean, it's not even like the senior VP is not even like an acting role. That's just, he's just working in the fucking office and he's discriminated against for being white. It's pretty, you know, there's no excuse there. They just want to look better or look more diverse. Yeah, anything but the whites. No. I await the future lawsuits. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's happening. It's in every Western media these days. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Racking up those ESG scores, but ESG can't save you forever, buddy. No. So yeah, I'm sure fucking Elon Musk is already reaching out to this guy like, hey, you wanna engage in the sickest lawsuit of all time? Oh, man. What else is going on, huh? I feel like there's not too much I can say about the Acolyte that hasn't already been said. So, maybe I shouldn't even bother. Because everybody else is covering it, right? And I suspect at least, you know, after 4 episodes in, people are gonna just stop watching. I mean, I'm surprised that people didn't stop watching after episode 3, because, like, that was peak ridiculousness. How could anyone go further than that? But then again, people still watched Velma's season 2. So I guess some people out there will still keep going. Yeah. There's always an audience, even if it's not the correct audience that they're looking for. But yeah. Outside of gaming, don't know. Yesterday, Rippaverse uploaded an animated trailer for their new Goodying comic. It's Goodying comic. It's been getting roasted because it doesn't have any in-betweens, only keyframes and recycled footage from older trailers. So it's not a new trailer then. If you're recycling footage, it's not a new trailer. I mean, like, sure, I can look it up. You see what happens? Oh, I heard about the Adobe thing. They had that coming for the longest time. They had that coming for those of you who don't know, Adobe's getting sued for having like super shady terms and making it too hard to cancel your subscription because they don't want you to cancel the subscription. They want you to be locked forever. And yeah, now they're getting sued. They 100% had that one coming. Adobe is just such a shady company. I'm so glad I don't use any of their products at all. Not that I'm not shaming anybody who does use their products, of course. They were really grandfathered in for a lot of people out there who did art, especially people who work at a place that does art. That's really who Adobe started selling to at some point. They stopped selling to the individual and they started focusing more on selling to the companies themselves, which is why their subscriptions are so ridiculous. It's because they're not expecting an average person to be paying it. They expect a full company to be paying it, you know? But yeah, they had that coming. Making it too hard for people to opt out and having the shadiest terms of service. Yeah, you know what? Adobe had its time to shine in the spotlight. There are so many better alternatives out there now. They're just going to take over. I mean, I already mentioned I have Clip Studio Paint. I like Clip Studio Paint. I am worried that Clip Studio Paint is not going to be as good as it used to be because there are a few backslides that they've had. There's a few mistakes that the company has made, in my opinion, that kind of leads them in the direction of what Adobe is, and nobody should try to aspire to be what Adobe is. It's terrible. But yeah, hopefully Clip Studio does not continue to backslide, but even if it does, there's even an alternative for Clip Studio. There's other like alternatives out there. Like, what was the... Not that I'm saying that I can't confirm or deny whether or not this art program is super great, but what was the manga... what was it called? I remember Manga Plus Metabang? Is that it? Is it Meta Paint? It's selling itself as being like, yeah, that's it. So this is selling itself as now being like a Clip Studio alternative. And they've certainly got the funds to make it work. Whether or not they succeed in making it work, I don't know. I don't know what future lies ahead for them. But my point is that you're always going to have other options out there. Thank God. Capitalism win. Because I don't have to use Photoshop or whatever other Adobe products are out there, because I can use Clip Studio Paint. And when I first got Clip Studio Paint, I got it for like the cheapest price ever. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it'll ever go back to being that price, but I still say Clip Studio was a good purchase for me. We'll see how it pans out in the future, and if there are even more alternatives, who knows, right? Sorry, I missed this for a second there, Mark. So we need to start Dannphan Studios. Just need to hit that Powerball. Yeah, goddamn right. Burning Star Studios, let's go. Hey, I'm already like on the ball with creating like animated trailers and stuff for my comics. And I was thinking about like what would be a really easy animated like short series to do on Burning Star. And I think like the easiest thing, if you were going to create like a short anime style series on YouTube, the easiest thing that you could do that would see some success is doing like super wholesome, easy to digest high school short anime. And there's examples of that. My friend showed us one, but I forget what it's called. And then the other one was a Korean one. What was that one called? They both have like super vague names, which is why I can't remember what they're called. They need better titles. But they were both very okay done. They're both very okayish, and they both seem like very easy, cheap to make. And I think those are the answer to creating really easy digital shows on like YouTube. It's just create the nice high school shorts. Metabang UI is awful. I wouldn't know. I haven't used it. Yeah, I'm professional video editing. I'm stuck with Adobe shit and it sucks. Yeah, you know, if you're looking for an alternative, when I edit my own videos, I've been using DaVinci Resolve, and it's been pretty decent. There's a few, like, annoying things about it, but, you know, as far as, like, free editing software, it's been pretty good. I've paid for editing software before that has been absolutely fucking terrible. But DaVinci is free, and it's, yeah, somebody already recommending it. You know what's up. Is digital version of Reaper out yet? No, we have to finish fulfillment. And I guess I might as well give you a general fulfillment update status. So we sent out all of the highest tiers. We sent out the Reaper busts. Hopefully you guys will see those soon, and hopefully they are not damaged because they are very fragile. We sent out the Reaper busts, and recently we sent out all of the Siddharth tiers. For those of you who got the Siddharth statues. Very nice stuff. Yes. Hopefully these won't break also. I feel like I packed them pretty sturdy. I feel like they'll be fine. But yeah. Adam is not exactly sure if he can ever print more Sir Siddharths because of all the editing that he did to the original 3D model that we got for Sir Siddharth. Unfortunately, all of that progress is kind of lost. And it took forever to get that thing to print. So, it is what it is. We also are halfway done sending out the poster tiers, for those of you who got the poster, the final spell, the like final spell, yes, there we are. But yeah, so we're pretty close to sending out a lot of the stuff. You know when you're like just hot and start getting sticky against the chair that you're on? I'm having that issue. Alright, let me see. Ellie the Eliminator seems like the easiest to make into a series. I mean, it has the simplest designs. And, you know, I did make those shorts on Burning Star. On the Burning Star YouTube channel, I should specify. I made the animated Ellie shorts. I made 2. they were okay as far as price. You know, I didn't have to spend out the wazoo to make them. But, man, animation. The longer it goes on, the harder it gets, you know? And then the, like, more expensive it gets. Ellie is probably pretty easy because, of course, yes, the designs are very simple. But Ellie also has a lot of very wacky things that happen. So that's more stuff to animate. Whereas a lot of anime, most of what you're animating is just the mouths moving while they're just like sitting in a classroom, for example. So I would think that that would, in most cases, actually be the easiest. At least that's my thought process. Because there's a lot of anime where they have like very long scenes of just stagnant poses, but they're animating the mouths, you know, or the eyes. And that's very simple. But yeah. Hey, I can color in Photoshop, but doing line work in Photoshop is an absolute pain. I've heard somebody else say the same thing, actually. Don't know why. What was the name of the convention? Garden State? Yes, well, it's in New Jersey, so it's the Garden State Comic Fest. Supposedly, it is very big, and I've learned that a couple of other Comicsgate people are actually going to be there, which was kind of a surprise because I actually didn't know until after we got the table, and then I found out later, and I was like, oh man, that's interesting. So maybe I'll stop by and say hello to the group, huh? Tried to switch over to digital line art, but I can't get the hang of it, so I still draw traditionally on paper. Probably just do it this way forever. I mean, a lot of people say that it always looks better when it's done traditionally. I don't know. I don't know myself. I feel like I'm too much of a constant perfectionist to really be happy with traditional all the time. I feel like every time I finish an art piece, I just want to throw it out when I do it traditionally. Even if it doesn't look that bad, I'm just like, ah. If only I could just, like, lasso this one eye and just adjust it. Animated show based on O-Girl? I don't think so. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Although that we did have one person animate an O-Girl trailer. And he was nice enough to actually like let me use that on the Burning Star channel. Both days at the convention? Yes. Saturday and Sunday, baby. We're gonna be in the Villains Hall. Which is I guess like the secondary room. So I guess it's cheaper. But I don't know. I'm excited to go because a lot of people have recommended that convention to us for a very long time, and I just didn't know what I was missing. So I guess I'll find out when we get there. We got a new banner too. This whole entire time when we've been doing conventions, we've never had a banner or anything fancy. We still don't have anything fancy, but we have a banner. I mean, I guess the fanciest thing we have on the table is like a comic rack that can in fact spin, but a lot of people, they get worried when it doesn't spin super easily, and they're like, oh no, I'm gonna break it, and they think that it doesn't spin, but it does. It spins. You can spin it. You just need to exert slightly more muscle, and then it spins, I swear. So that's been the fanciest thing at our table for a lot of these conventions, but now we have a banner, and hopefully it works. Hopefully it stands up. We haven't tested it yet. But if it doesn't work, we don't really have time to, like, send it back and get a new one. Because, the convention starts tomorrow. A little bit too late for that. But, it's a nice banner, I think. We'll see how it looks. Yeah, it takes a while to switch over. Or get a screen tablet, yeah. So no Friday with Dannphan next week? No, we can have as far as I know. Is there anything happening next week? I don't think there's anything happening next week. It should be fine. 9.5 hour drive. Yikes. That's quite a drive for you. It's only like 20 minutes for us. It's actually quite close by, considering. But we've definitely gone to further away conventions before. I think the farthest away we've gone to a convention has been PoochieCon in PA. That was like maybe 2 hours and some change. But that was a good convention. We actually felt pretty cozy there. I enjoyed it. Oh, the 5th of July. Yeah, hopefully the convention does turn out well. As a guy who loves mafia movies and show, it's not like Getting a Job Will Kill You animated series. Yeah, of course. That story, that's peak story idea that could go on forever. That has the potential to go on forever, right? Because similarly to Reaper, I guess, but you'll know this when you actually get the books and read them. It's one of those concepts that, like, it ends kind of open-ended, or it ends on, like, the sale pitch, which is that now he's working for the mafia, and he's, like, kind of keeping it secret from his wife. And I would make 1 million of those, of course, but I still need to sell the couple hundred that are just, like, hanging around in my house. What's the biggest convention you've ever been to? Biggest. Well, so far, the biggest convention we've been to has been EternalCon, I believe. That was in New York. I think it was called EternalCon. Yeah. EternalCon was pretty big. Or at least it felt very big. I don't know if it was literally... like, if we're judging by Squarespace, I don't know if that was big. If it was bigger than, say, the con we went to in New Hampshire, which was a total bust. New Hampshire was no good for us. They didn't like us there. But, that might have been the biggest. I'm hoping that with all the hype that I've been getting about Garden State Comic Fest, I'm hoping that'll actually end up being the biggest one. A lot of the conventions we've been to have been, like, kind of small and cozy. We went to the Garden State Anime Fest, which is actually run by the same guy, as far as I know. Or, like, the same group of people, but it's not as popular as Garden State Comic Fest. And they were very nice to us. They were very nice to us there. Very, very welcoming, and, you know, they came over to our table and made sure that we were selling good, which, you know, it's nice. And, for those of you who have never been to Garden State Anime Fest before, it's a little bit different because it's actually, it was, I don't know if it'll always be hosted there, but it was hosted on a farm, which was really unique. We were like, there were 2 barns where they had the tables set up and then food trucks outside. I had the worst mac and cheese ever of my entire life out of one of those food trucks. I don't know how they messed it up. They must have just decided to pour bleach in there or something. I don't know, but it tasted horrible. And, but other than that, it was a wonderful convention, I think. It was very nice. So I'm hoping Comic Fest, Garden State Comic Fest, will be also very good. The only con I've ever been to is Too Many Games in PA. I've never been to that one. The first convention I was ever at was SakuraCon. And funny enough, like, Adam knew about this meme. There's some sort of meme about SakuraCon that I didn't know about. And he started reference when I mentioned to him that I had been to that con before. He started like mentioning this reference to a meme, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" It's pretty goofy. But anyway, I guess I should look up. I was going to look up this new Rippaverse trailer to see if I can react to it. He didn't copy strike me last time, so maybe we're all good to do a trailer reaction of sorts. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to show the people I'm subbed to. I don't think you care, though. Alright, so this is, I assume, the one. Gooding? It's Gooding, right? That's how you're supposed to say that? The Polymath official animated trailer. Rippaverse Studios. Let's go.
I'm Kato Gooding, owner and operator of Gooding Services.
It is Gooding. Alright, thank goodness. Well, because, like, you know, you add a Y to make it look a little bit more like a name and not just the word good with an ing at the end. But I don't know, it still doesn't really feel like a name to me. But I get what they're going for anyways. So he's, what is he, an Iron Man type or something?
I've done work all around the city of Flores Park, but there's a
Did he say Floresburg? Okay.
reason why we're based out of Shadow Valley.
Shadow Valley, here we go. Alright.
The city has its police force and Alpha Corps. It even has superheroes that patrol the streets. They're more than capable of dealing with various threats.
I kind of wonder what was the direction for the voice acting. And not to knock this guy, I'm just like, you know, did they want him to like do a Clark Kent or something like that? He sounds like very wooden and inoffensive, like the way that he's delivering these lines. It didn't fit him? It doesn't fit him? Yeah, I don't know anything about this character. But I don't know. It's just like something about how he's delivering the lines. I'm not sure if that's ideal to actually get someone excited for something, you know?
Shadow Valley is full of hard-working, honest people. It's unfortunate that the city acts
Definitely giving off like the Clark Kent vibes at that point.
like you don't even exist. And that's why we're here. Let's be honest, the city allocates little resources for Shadow Valley. That's why they're so late to respond to issues.
He's a fireman? That is the most high-tech looking fireman suit that I've seen. The helmet puts on itself. It's like we were watching Kaiju number 8, and they have like the zippers in the front of their super suit. And as they're putting it on, the zipper just zips itself up. And we're like, what? Why did you need that technology? You can just zip it. It's not that hard. That gave us a good laugh.
People deserve good service. For our great citizens, we provide it all. From firefighting to criminal investigations, you can count on Gooding Services.
So he's like a fireman slash... It's not... What is happening? Okay, so, hang on. I think I understand. So, he's a fireman, but he's also a superhero. And he's also for, like, hire? Like, he has other people on his payroll that he sends out if anyone needs help with fire or something? Yeah, I got it.
Gooding Services has a bundle for all budgets. You can be fully protected with emergency response.
Yeah. Call on our famous emergency response now. Is it the robots? No. It could be a robot.
For just $49.99.
That is a cheap price for emergency response. So cheaper than an ambulance. Gooding, the polymath. Okay. I don't think that was that bad, actually. You know what? I'll throw him a bone here. Compared to the other trailer I watched that was live action, this is not that bad. I don't mind them saving money on, like, the animation. Animation's fucking difficult, time-consuming, and expensive. You know? At the end of the day, you're not gonna actually get out really good animation when you're on a budget and a very condensed time schedule. It's not gonna happen, you know? It's not gonna happen. But I don't think, from where they, like, cut corners here and there, I don't think it was that atrocious. And of course you get some, like, motion comic stuff here and there, which I assume is what the reused footage was. I assume that it was the motion comics was the reused footage. I would have to have someone else, like, confirm that in chat. But just, like, based on what I saw, I feel like if you're selling it as an official animated trailer, then all of this stuff is, this is probably the new stuff, and then the occasional motion comics would actually be, the reused stuff. Which is, like, fine, you know? It's fine. Obviously, I think it's preferable to not have to reuse stuff that you've already used before. But I don't think the animation itself was terrible by any means. It's like they're saving money where they can. It makes sense. I like the style that they went for. I like how it looks kind of Justice League-y. I like that. What can I say, you know? But yeah, obviously it's not fully animated. You can tell that much. It's always the robots. Privatized emergency service. All right, capitalism and superheroes. I like that. That's not bad. He runs a do-gooding business. Yeah, okay, I get it now. I get it. I'm a good guy, and my name is Gooding. Seems so forced that I would feel cheated if it's not a bait and switch. No! It can't be a bait and switch. No, I refuse to believe that this guy is a bad guy. He looks so nice. No. No. Absolutely not. He's the best guy ever. His name is Gooding. What more confirmation do you need? This reminds me of Who Wants to Be a Superhero from Sci-Fi way back in the day with the winner Friedback. Oh man. And if you don't pay, it would be a shame for the Gooding services to not come to put out your fire. Yeah, you know, it's kind of reminiscent of Cyberpunk. Or, well, I guess it's true in the video game, too. But yeah, the big thing in the pen and paper RPG, right, is that they have the medical team that's all armed to the T. They'll save your life so long as you keep on paying their rates. If you don't pay their rates, you're fucked, buddy. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. One of the problems with all the trailers so far is that they don't clearly convey what the characters are all about. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I feel like this one did a better job at that, though. Because I did kind of get what was happening. Or, you know, the firemen stuff. I was like, well, are they just firemen? They do superhero work, right? But, yeah. I feel like I understood this one more than the other trailer. At the very least. I'd rather see more of the comic art itself. That's the only way to really judge the actual product. That's fair. That's fair. I assume he also posts preview pages before you buy the comic. Because you kind of have to do that. But, you know. Reminds me of modern video game trailers that refuse to let us see loads of gameplay. I feel like they don't get the title-subtitle dynamic. The subtitle should clarify what the title is about, not trigger new questions. What the fuck is a polymath? Yeah, I don't know. Is that a real word? I've never heard it used in the English language before, but polymath. A person of wide-ranging knowledge or learning. Okay, well there you go. It's a real word. You know, when you first hear it, it does sound like some fucking, oh, is it a telepath? But now it's a polymath? But no, apparently it just means someone who can do a lot of shit. A well-rounded person, so to say. Put some bass in his voice. Sounds too much like a boy. Yeah. Well, he's a good guy. He's a Clark Kent. But yeah, trauma team. That's what it was. It's probably some trauma team twist on it or something. Eric July watched Cyberpunk, the anime series, and was like, "Oh fuck, I got an idea." I'm joking. But actually, seeing all the trailers, still have no bloody clue what that comic show, whatever, is even supposed to be about. I don't remember how I got here, as I've been drinking. Well, welcome aboard. It's a highly learned person. Okay. Look up hurricane polymer. Like, Google it, or is it a video? I'll figure it out. Oh my god! I've watched this! You son of a bitch! I actually have watched this! Ah, fuck. This brings back memories. Yeah, the fucking hurricane, dude. Oh, God. Wasn't there, like, there was a remake of this, right? Because this is it's showing me the 1974 version, but I'm sure that there was another version that I actually watched. Fuck, man. You just unlocked a memory. Oh, the OVA. I think I watched the OVA. I think that's what it was. Hang on. I think that's what it was. Yeah. Hurricane? Fucking. That's pretty funny. You're welcome. Yeah, that's a blast from the past right there. The remake is called Holy Blood. Yes, that was it. Blow up the screen. Oh, sorry. Yes, this was the thing, right? That's the OVA. They don't have like many clips from the actual like. Oh, this fucking girl. The weirdest looking. There we are. There's the cast. Is that what they originally looked like? Oh man. So weird. The OVA was kind of edgy, considering. Like, I heard somebody, like, our friend was, like, saying, oh, yeah, it's based off this other show that was a little bit more friendly, but then they decided to just, like, go balls to the wall for the OVA. But yeah, I've watched this before. I wasn't expecting anyone to ever bring this up to me, like, or anyone to actually know that this existed, for that matter. Yeah, they don't really show me too many actual, like, OVA screenshots here. They're all showing me, like, the 70s version, which I didn't see. I didn't see the 70s version, I only saw the OVA. So don't ask me cool questions about the deepest lore. I'm not that far down the rabbit hole, not yet. You get the feeling that Rippa is doing the Mark Miller let's do one book in every single genre thing in much less time and with a lot less talent. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to create a superhero universe. I understand that much. That much I got. I don't know, like, exactly how he's trying to do it. I heard that he had multiple different superhero comics going on at the same time that all connect to this one event that happens, that happened in the first Isom comic or something. And that's fine, but it doesn't seem like the event is that, you know? I don't know. I feel like there would be a better way to go about it, but, you know, he's doing what he can with what he got, I guess. What would we do without OVAs? Yeah. Whoa, Dannphan, be careful when going through Google Images. I can never find anything on Google Images anymore. Have you seen the recent live-action Polymer movie? No. No, I have not. Hang on. Let me look this up. I never thought that I would be talking about this with chat. Oh my god, they actually... Oh, look at this. What do we got here? They got him in the suit. It actually doesn't look that bad, I gotta say. They went through a little bit of a redesign, but it doesn't look that bad. I could fuck that. Yeah. Look at that. It looks like they took a little inspiration from, like, Iron Man or something for the official. Man, that is so interesting. You're really going for it, huh? Alright. Sure. I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it. There's a really badass remix of the OG song. Oh, fuck. I can't play it. I want to see it, though. I do. I can't play it. I'll get copy straight to fuck on YouTube. Yeah. Alright, multiple superheroes. I can't wait for the animal rescue team to be a discount Transformers Beast Wars. That would be fantastic. Oh shit. You know what, guys? We're already, like, past the 1 hour mark, so I should just go over the last couple things, and then I should head off. We got a lot of preparing to do for Garden State Comic Fest, as I'm sure you can imagine. Gotta pack a couple things up and whatnot, you know. But yes, we will be at Comic State Garden Fest. No, other way around. We will be at Garden State Comic Fest. We'll be in the Villains Room if you are there. Don't worry if you miss it. It's okay. We'll be at other conventions in the future. And I'll be bringing some books, of course. Adam will be bringing his books. I think I got like 5 comics, 5 different comics to bring along the way. And I'll also be bringing some original art. We might bring some of the new dice towers and castles that we printed up. I don't know if you've seen these on the website already, but they actually work very good. Believe it or not. They work pretty decent. So, we'll have those. I'll be signing the comics that I sell. And, yeah, hopefully we'll have a fun time. And when I get back, I can play some Elden Ring DLC. Hell yeah, man. Can't wait for that. Unfortunately, we can't stream tonight because we gotta get to bed early because we gotta wake up early. You know, the whole thing. But yes, almost done fulfilling the Reaper campaign. Just gotta get out some more, like 20 more books in the poster tier, and then we have like the remaining books, which are just people who got the signed copy, of course. But then after that, it's just all done. It's just all done. Nice and easy. And then I'll have all of the books on the website the last week of this month, I believe. Because we should be done next week when it comes to fulfillment. And I think that'll be... Yeah, I think that'll be enough time to get people their books. Because usually shipping doesn't take that long unless you're overseas. Unless you're overseas, shipping should only really, once it's at the post office, it should only really take like 3 days, right? And maybe like 2 days, depending on how close you are. But yeah, so not that much longer left to go. And I hope if you do get the book and you read it and you like it, or even if you don't like it, I hope that you leave me a nice review. leave any review is nice. I cannot express enough how important reviews are for when you're an author or artist first starting out. You really need those reviews to get noticed. Reviews and recommendations, they're both so important when it comes to getting people more well known. Anyway, thank you guys for, spoiler stream win. We'll give people a little bit of time to read it. But oh boy, am I waiting to reveal some spoilers, because like I said, it's one of those endings where it's like the ending is the selling point to the series, you know? It'll make sense when you read it. But yeah, I don't want to just drop spoilers immediately. I know people get very upset at those types of things. So, I'll be patient. Be patient with me as I send out the books. And I'll have those to you real soon. I hope that you like it and review it. So, oh yeah, you got a random recommendation. You think I haven't seen Golden Boy? Of course I've seen Golden Boy. Oh boy. It's not an anime I would recommend to anybody. But if you're down with it, if you're down with the humor, it can be very funny. Goddamn, that swimming scene is the best goddamn scene in any anime. But yes, anyway, thank you guys for joining me on the Friday stream. And maybe see you at the convention. Yeah. See you next time, guys.